Alright, in this video we're going to talk about image sizing, resizing, and cropping. So if you can, as you can see, I got a picture here. I made this picture a while ago and edited in Photoshop and all that fun stuff. But as you can see, it seems to fit perfectly on my screen. However, if you look to the right up here or the left down here, you can see that it's at 66.67%. So if I bump that up to 100%, like that, you can see that it's pretty big, it's pretty large, it doesn't like to fit on my screen all the way. As well as, remember how in the zoom tutorial we talked about how to get it to fit the screen and actual pixels. Actual pixels shows the actual size of the image, and fit screen puts it down to the right size. Okay, now to actually resize this image to something more manageable, because a bigger image does equal a bigger image file size when you're done. So say we don't want anything that big, we want it smaller so we can send it to our friends or put it on our Facebook or whatever you want to do with it. It's easy. So right now we're at 50% and say that's what I want to keep it at. So I will go into image at the top, image size, and to explain this a little bit, pixel dimensions. Basically what this explains is this is 920 pixels wide by 1200 pixels tall. So, and then if we switch to percent, what this does is now we're at 100%, and because if we wanted it 50%, this is what it looks like reduced to 50%. If I type 50% in here and hit OK, it resizes our image to 50%. Now if I go to 100% here, it shows up as what 50% was because we reduced the image size by 50%. So that's kind of how that works. I hit Control Z, and that undoes our last step. So now we're back to our original image size, and we'll go back into image size and talk more about this. We have document size here. Document size, width is 26 inches by height 16 inches. You could switch these down just like you did in our Create New dialog box. So we can do this as percent as well. Does the same exact thing as percent did up here, or you can adjust it by picas or points or however you really prefer to do it. This is the resolution, the DPI, dots per inch. 72 is normally used for the web, so that doesn't change much. Now if you were printing, you could switch it to something more like 3 to 600 DPI, and that'll give you a high resolution for printing. Now say this little lock here, what this means is it's constraining the proportions. So if I uncheck that, these locks go away. Now I can take the percentage and put, I don't know, we can do a 50% width by 25% height and hit OK, and that'll skew our image up pretty good, but you get the basic idea behind that. And I'll Control Z to get back to our original size. And back in here, just click it back to get it back. Scale styles, you want to leave that on as long as you have constraint proportions checked, as long as you know what you're doing. So percent, 50%, hit enter, and it resizes. Pretty self-explanatory. Moving on, we have cropping. Now with this picture, we'll talk about how to crop an image. There's two basic ways to crop an image. If you've ever had an image that you just don't want somebody in there, or they're causing a ruckus or causing a scene, I'm not going to mention any names, but if we don't want them in there, all we got to do is go to the crop tool, or hold the crop tool is also C, so hit C, and you can just run this crop tool over there and let go. And now this will give you a preview of what it's about to crop. You can change these dimensions by using the sliders, and whatever this box lands on, it will crop. And it snaps in place really simple to the edges. If I drag it close enough, it snaps. Okay, so that looks about right. And then we'll hit the little check mark box at the top, and it'll crop it. Now if instead of hitting the check mark box, you could run the crop tool over, let go of it, and hit enter. Does the same thing. And the second major way to crop an image, which for some reason I find myself doing all the time more than actually use the crop tool, is selecting the rectangular tool and doing the same thing, except for now it doesn't bring up a dialog box or any controls or anything like that. But now all I have to do is go to image and crop, and it does the same exact thing. So that's basic image resizing and basic image cropping. Enjoy it, because I'm sure you're going to be doing a whole lot of it just like me.